So I'm William Altman, I'm CEO of Coronova, and we are developing a breakthrough cardiac assist device for heart failure. We're addressing first the unmet need to treat acute heart failure, a short-term episode in which your heart fails to pump enough blood to support your body. You may have a short-term injury like a heart attack or a short-term viral infection, and you need a device to bridge you to recovery home. Or you may already have heart failure and you may have an episode of a kidney problem or a lung problem, and you need a device to bridge you, to recover you enough that your doctor can help make a decision on what type of long-term device that you would need. It's a large unmet need. There's about 1 million people a year who are hospitalized with acute heart failure syndrome. Short-term support is needed by about 250,000 of these people. And there are existing devices, but the issue is that they have extensive blood contact, and that causes adverse events, which is problematic. And up to 40% of patients can't even use existing devices. So there's a real need for something better. Our device, as you can see, is a thin film polyurethane cup. It goes around the heart. We gently squeeze the heart with air chambers to increase output. It provides very gentle direct cardiac compression. With no blood contact, we avoid adverse events. We're also unique in that we provide assist for both ventricles, and we can rapidly implant this device. And again, we can use it for more indications, just short-term assist, but this is the most cost-efficient route to market with a large market. This animation shows you how the device can be folded down into a 1-inch delivery tube. We then make a small incision between two left side ribs, have a 1-inch delivery tube, make a 1-inch incision in the bottom of the pericardial sac. It goes inside the pericardial sac easily. We have inner chambers that we fill with saline in order to conform it to the heart shape. And then we have outer chambers that we gently pump air into to squeeze the heart, just like a surgeon would do with a patient in distress in operating table open heart surgery. They will often manually massage the heart to increase output and find this to be very beneficial. We can do the same thing 144,000 times a day with our external pneumatic driver. This shows an animal study in a large animal, a sheep, with a heart about the same size as a human, how this device, with this X-ray image, you can see how quickly and easily the device is self-expanding, going inside the pericardial sac and over the heart. We don't have to suture it to the heart. It sits in the pericardial sac. We've had 100% success rates with over 55 deployments during 23 one-day large animal studies, estimated 20-minute to 30-minute surgery time, competitive other devices. And really, because we never puncture a blood vessel, never touch the blood, cardiologists tell us this is really less invasive than minimally invasive aortic valve replacement, and that's done on people in their 80s. So it's very quick, very easy to do. We avoid the blood contact. In terms of the mechanism of action, you can see the device in a heart failure model on the left with the device turned off. And then on the right, you see the device is turned on, and you see that inflation, that gentle squeezing that increases our cardiac output now in our latest animal studies by up to 70%, which can make the difference between life and death for these patients. The market for this type of device is large. There is one publicly traded company that does short-term assist, Abiomed. They have a $15 billion market cap. About half of their sales are in this bridge to decision, bridge to recovery market, which they estimate to be about a $4 billion addressable market. We can actually address patients that they can't address, as we talked about, by those 40% of patients that can't use existing devices. We can expand that market by up to $2 billion by treating these patients, such as biventricular patients or people that can't use anticoagulants to prevent stroke. Our pathway to market is through FDA pre-market approval, but our objective is to basically begin first in human in 24 months, complete in 36, and exit to a major med tech. Over the next 12 months, we're doing 7 to 14-day efficacy studies in a chronic model of heart failure. The very first study has been finished with fantastic results. We're then moving to the final GLP safety studies, translation to human design, and then first in human to be completed. That's a major value inflection point. As you can see later, there's a lot of cardiac companies that successfully exited after first in human for $250 to $450 million in cash. We need to go forward. After that, we do a 20-patient safety study. Our cash uses the next 12 months about $2.5 million, and at the end of the summer, we'll begin raising another $12 million to get to first in human, to get to that major value inflection point. The revenue model here is generous. The existing reimbursement is high. The existing pneumatic driver would be sold, but really the implantable would be pricing the same as the Abiomed Impella device at about $25,000 each. Has high gross margins, estimated 85% gross margins. And again, this is sold through a direct sales force, again, with the objective to exit to a major med tech company and leverage their sales force as sales to the hospitals. Our technology has very strong patent protection. With 15 patents issued, 3 pending, international patents issued and pending. We really own this space. People have made no significant advancements in this in many years, and we have developed completely new ways to do this that allows us to do this minimally invasive technology. There are existing short-term devices, and as you can see here, though, they do have extensive blood contact, ranging from intra-aortic balloon pump, the simplest but also least effective of these devices, touches the blood inside the artery. The Abiomed Impella axial flow pump has a lot of blood contact. It sits across the valve of the heart and draws blood across that. And then the only biventricular device out there is VA ECMO, which is an external heart-lung machine. They hook it up just to do the heart assist, and it has a tremendous amount of blood contact. But again, that's associated with significant adverse events. You have up to 15% rate of stroke in only 5 to 7 days, which can kill you. You have 5 to 13% rate of hemolysis or blood destruction requiring transfusion, and even 20 to 47% rate of kidney dysfunction and at 12% outright kidney failure associated with VA ECMO. So that and the fact that up to 40% of patients can't use existing devices gives us a unique market we can address as first indication without competing. People with peripheral arterial disease and calcified arteries cannot use existing devices. People that can't use anticoagulants can't use existing devices because you need anticoagulants to combat stroke. And up to 25% of patients really need biventricular support, and the existing devices don't provide that except the very worst one, VA ECMO, which was reserved only for the very sickest patients. We have a great team with significant cardiac assist device experience. Second from left, Boris Lashinsky, our VP Product Development, was VP at Datascope. He invented another percutaneous LVAD called the Thortec PHP pump. Datascope sold it to Thortec for $8 million. Thortec took it to CE mark approval, and in their sale, it was valued at $300 to $500 million. We have other great advisors. Bill Abraham is an advisor in over 100 cardiovascular trials, worldwide recognized thought leader in the area. Susan Alpert, our regulatory advisor, is former chief regulatory officer at Medtronic. She's also an investor in our company and on the board of directors. Dan Burkhoff, top in the field. Dr. George Letsu, top cardiac surgeon, Texas Heart Institute. We've just had tremendous response from thought leaders in the field on this. We've had fortune in having financing from Wellcome Trust, the world's second largest foundation after the Gates Foundation, funding medical research, with a $6 million lead investment from them for $16 million in prior funding. Some funding from Texas Medical Center Venture Fund and state of Texas, but others, high net worth individuals, angels, and grants. And as I've said, our Series A will be moving toward institutional financing. But we've really substantially de-risked this technology with even excellent pilot 5-day safety study results and the excellent 11-day chronic study results in January, which we can share later with you in the breakout room. And the exits are large. Other companies in the cardiac space with 10 patients, no approvals, no revenues, years away from approval, were able to exit for up to $450 million plus $125 million in milestone payments. So we've got a lot of validation and support. I won't go through all these. We've presented all the major clinical conferences, gotten great feedback. And a top medical center in Northeast said this is a potential game changer for the field of heart failure. TMC Venture Funds thinks we could revolutionize the market like the pacemaker. Top 20 heart hospitals said this has many clinical applications. We've got a breakthrough, exciting platform technology, great data. High exit potential at a high premium of first-in-human data, so I'd love to talk to you about it further. Please contact me in the breakout room or at william.altman@corenova.com. Thank you.